try to be better, but they labeled us felons, sent us back to jail. I had to fight against that the whole time to gain my respect and be who I am today, and I'm proud of that.
Yo, Sal, what's up?
Yeah, y'all already know how we
Yo,
playing out this real
go.
life.
Real life.
Nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you
Talk
heard?
that shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
You see Meek Mill in Philly, and he's like, no Diddy gang.
No Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you heard?
Meek, yeah, Meek.
He's in the hood now. So now when they put a camera on him, he got to be extra tough. Hey, yo, I'm no Diddy gang. Nobody even knew the gang existed. He created the gang. That's how you, yo, he just created the gang. Yo, I'm no Diddy gang now. What?
Does that surprise you?
It's the industry. Nobody's really friends.
Meek, real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. Nicki put that out there. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek.
Oh, man.
She just wasn't gonna tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
Meek Mill came out saying that he'll pay somebody $100 grand to investigate that he has nothing to do with anything with Diddy.
You can't take back what your received.
And when I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, nah, I gotta spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only because he's uncomfortable. You don't hear him talking about French. French was right there. Right? Why you get so quiet? You guys make me feel like I'm scared.
Well, no, listening.
Now, do understand that I don't believe everybody.
Right.
Like the accusations are way too fast and it's wild. Like,
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
This just sent straight from Philly. The Philly MCs said they want that smoke, so we're gonna see what y'all got. Meek Mill, you know, you ain't got nothing but air and opportunity to show them how it's done. But Cosmic Kev, he hit me up and told me that Philly on the job. Let's go, Philly.
The courtroom fell silent as a faint hiss came from the speakers. Then came the audio, grainy at first but unmistakable. The voices of two powerful figures in the music industry filled the room. One was Sean Diddy Combs, the other, Meek Mill. The moment the recording began, the energy in the courtroom shifted. Jurors leaned in, reporters scrambled to take notes. The judge sat forward, his eyes fixed on the playback device. Everyone knew they were about to witness something that could change everything. The tape revealed more than just words. It exposed a system. In the recording, Diddy's voice was firm, controlled. He gave instructions, laid out a process, even used phrases that several witnesses had mentioned before, most notably the term heartbeat reset. That phrase, according to testimonies, marked a key turning point in Diddy's private gatherings. When it was said, everything changed. The lights, the atmosphere, the rules. It wasn't just a coincidence. Now it was confirmed by Diddy himself on tape. Meek Mill's voice, meanwhile, was filled with hesitation. He could be heard laughing awkwardly, responding to Diddy's commands, and at one point asking, "You sure about this?" It was the kind of question that doesn't just ask for clarification, it signals doubt, fear, maybe even guilt. That brief exchange between Meek and Diddy immediately stood out to prosecutors, who paused the tape and addressed the jury. They wanted the jury to fully understand the significance of what they had just heard. According to the prosecution, that wasn't just casual celebrity chatter. It was a carefully coordinated plan, a routine, a system. Diddy, who had appeared confident throughout the trial, suddenly looked different. His hands trembled, his shoulders drooped, and then for the first time since the proceedings began, he cried. His legal team asked the judge for a recess. The judge refused. "Play the rest," the prosecutor said. The tape continued. In it, Diddy's voice instructed others through what sounded like a handheld radio. He spoke about private rooms, linen changes, and maintaining a certain energy for VIPs. It wasn't just management, it was orchestration. Meek Mill's reaction throughout the tape was inconsistent. At first, he laughed along, but later his tone shifted. He seemed unsure, maybe even uncomfortable. Legal analysts say that hesitation could either help or hurt him. If he was truly unaware of what was happening, it could support his defense. But if he knew and still went along with it, that's a different story. Especially now that his voice has been publicly identified and matched to the events in question. Outside the courtroom, the reaction was immediate. Social media exploded. Hashtags like Diddy exposed and heartbeat reset trended for hours. 50 Cent, who has been vocal about Diddy's behavior for years, posted a direct message. Now they hear it for themselves. No turning back. Fans who once idolized Diddy and Meek were left stunned. Some defended them, others demanded accountability. Memes, commentary, and analysis videos took over TikTok and Instagram. Corporate sponsors didn't wait. A sneaker collaboration was suddenly pulled. 2 major streaming platforms removed curated playlists involving Diddy. Television networks paused reruns of his interviews and music specials. Brands didn't want the association anymore. The fallout wasn't just legal, it was financial and cultural. The tape revealed more than just words. It exposed a system. In the recording, Diddy's voice was firm, controlled. He gave instructions, laid out a process, even used phrases that several witnesses had mentioned before, most notably the term heartbeat reset. That phrase, according to testimonies, marked a key turning point in Diddy's private gatherings. When it was said, everything changed. The lights, the atmosphere, the rules. It wasn't just a coincidence. Now it was confirmed by Diddy himself on tape. Then came whispers from inside the recording. Audio analysts identified 2 more voices allegedly matching Will Smith and well-known speaker T.D. Jakes. While prosecutors didn't confirm it publicly, the speculation spread like wildfire. If those identities are confirmed, this case isn't just about Diddy and Meek. It could rock the entire industry. Meek Mill, meanwhile, went silent. His legal team refused to comment. His social media accounts went dark. Fans and critics alike noticed. Some insiders suggested he was preparing to cooperate with investigators. Others said he was looking for a way to fight back. Either way, the silence was deafening. Everyone wanted to know, would Meek Mill testify? Prosecutors dropped another bombshell shortly after the tape played. They announced that more recordings existed, at least 7, according to one court insider. Some had video, some were audio only. All were allegedly recorded at private events hosted by Diddy. The case now stretched beyond music. It was about power, control, and silence. Diddy's reputation as a mogul, a businessman, and a cultural icon was crumbling. The empire he built on music, media, and branding was suddenly falling apart. Talent agencies began distancing themselves. Collaborators stopped returning calls. Even longtime friends reconsidered their alliances. Industry insiders acknowledged that this moment was years in the making. Whispers had always existed, but no one dared to speak publicly. Diddy's influence had protected him. Now those walls were collapsing. And it wasn't just Diddy facing questions. Everyone who stood beside him during those events had to look inward. How much did they know? How much did they ignore? Legal experts said Meek Mill's situation could go either way. If he fully cooperates, he might be able to preserve his career. But if more evidence ties him to what prosecutors are calling a coordinated operation, he could face legal consequences. Civil suits have already named him. Criminal charges might be next. The jury and the public had heard his voice. They knew he was there. Public opinion was shifting fast. Radio stations began replacing Diddy's tracks with other songs. DJs removed his name from playlists. A high school dance canceled its throwback night out of concern. It wasn't about cancel culture, it was about accountability. When people hear the truth, they act. Diddy, once the life of every party, now walked into court with no sunglasses, no smile, no entourage, just silence. His team flipped through legal briefs while cameras flashed. He looked tired, shaken, like a man who knew his legacy was under siege. Meanwhile, 50 Cent kept the pressure on. He announced a new podcast series titled The Fall of the Empire, promising exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes info, and deep dives into the trial. And as for the industry, the message was clear. Business as usual was over. Music festivals started updating safety guidelines. Private parties announced stricter protocols. Artists posted statements pledging transparency and integrity. Everyone wanted to be on the right side of history now. What began as a courtroom shock has grown into something much bigger. It's no longer just about Diddy. It's about a system that enabled him, benefited from him, and now scrambles to distance itself. The recording didn't just capture voices, it captured the unraveling of an empire. The world is watching, the next court session is coming, and if the whispers about more tapes are true, this story is far from over.